Yo, what's up, everybody? This is me and Pickles Nichols bringing you another episode of our show. What's it called again? Forgot. That's all right.
It's like
we don't got any
cheeseburgers and
cheeseburgers, macaroni. No one's watching us, man. Like no one loves us. There's no love, but that's okay. I'm doing a little countdown just to get everybody in here. So 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is our second episode of our show on Sundays, 10:30 every day Pacific, 10:30 Pacific. We'll try and keep the show a little short this week, just because I know the NFL games are starting at noon, and Jason has to take off to watch the game, myself as well. Dude, who do you think's gonna win this week? Or yeah, both games. Who do you think's gonna win, and who do you want to win? I guess.
I hate to say it, but the 49ers, just being a Seahawks fan. But I'll give credit where credit's due. They've won 12 in a row. So
do you think that they'll go all the way? Or I mean, are you like, oh, whoever's gonna come out of the NFC is gonna win the whole thing, or like what do you think?
I think, like, to me, I think it's gonna be Cincinnati and San Francisco. I think that's a more interesting game to me. Sure. Just because Cincinnati has a pretty good defense, as well as their offense is like friggin' ridiculous. Like Joe Burrow, the new Messiah, like that dude's legit. But I guess that's kind of like, and plus I'm not too mad about the 49ers going, only because I'm like, well, the Seahawks lost to them, so I'd rather see the team that we lost to win it and be like, well, everybody else lost too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, man. Like, I think whoever wins out of the NFC is going to win the whole thing, and I know it's kind of cliche. I want Cincinnati to win just because it's the Bungles. But I don't know, man. I think San Francisco is pretty tight. I think the one thing though is that Brock Purdy, kind of falters as a rookie, quarterback. I think that's the one weakness, quote unquote, that they have. But I think, yeah, dude, they're a good team, dude. They're pretty tight. But we're not here to talk about football. We're here to talk about comics, collectibles, stay in the market, all that stuff. I had kind of a new little thing, if you can see on the bottom here. We're trying to be Wall Street. Did like kind of a running ticker to kind of show like collectibles that we look at and kind of what the going price is for those type of things. But let's say what's up to everybody that's in the chat. Commander Cody, thank you so much. First, you get the gold star for the first what's up. My boy Trey is up in here. Trey, thanks so much for coming through. That's a pretty cool that's a cool little avatar, man. I like that. And then of course Isalla's in the chat. Thank you so much, Isella. We love you. Well,
he loves you.
Weird. No, I don't. Excuse me. Yeah, okay, let's go through our slides today. Nothing too crazy this week. We are trying to do something a little new to the YouTube shows and all that good stuff. But hey Destiny, thanks for chiming in. This week this is a passion week. We're talking about 3 items that we love and kind of like why we love those things or why we're holding it longer term. We are also doing a giveaway at the end of the show. We got 5 live right now, so thank you so much for coming through. Thanks, Trey. I love you, dog. She Geek, thanks for coming through. If you guys are not following She Geek on Instagram and on their YouTube show Nerdy Nirvana on, I think it's Tuesdays. Anyway, those gals are awesome. I like watching their show. They always have good stuff.
It's always on during my lunch break, so I get to watch.
Perfect,
Or at
man.
least
Yeah,
part
we
of
were
it. I
like,
don't get to watch the whole thing.
yeah, we were like going back and forth that one time, with all the stuff. So let's see here. I'm gonna put everybody in the giveaway here. Hold on a second. But yeah, basically, we're talking about books that collectibles that we have that we just love out of likeness and collecting, and not so much trying to flip things. I think the industry has really there's been kind of like a what am I trying to say? The industry's been kind of, I guess, downtrodden because there's been a lot of like flippers in the industry and whatnot. But what brought us to collecting comic books, collecting stuff in general. These are the things that we like. So we'll start to San Fran Wednesday easy. Yeah, dude. That is a good call and a very. I know it's a pretty cliche call, but dude, they're tight, man. They're a tight team, and I hate it being from
Well, they're
Seattle. But
freaking. Where I think they're heads and tails above anybody else that the Philadelphia's played. Linebackers, man. San Francisco's linebackers are always where they are supposed to be. Like they're never out of position. It's weird. Like I've never seen, like even when the Seahawks were at their height, like we still had linebackers that would get out of position here and there. They're always where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, they fly to the ball too, man. There's no slacking with those dudes, man. It's ridiculous. But hey, man, we got 17 picks in next year's draft, so we're good.
Yeah. We're coming back next year, baby.
Come back, mofos. Anyway, yeah, just kind of a light one. We'll try. I'll just get through these damn slides so everyone can watch the show. Everyone's like, we don't care about your show, man. Like, no one likes you. So let's start off with these. So the first three are going to be mine, and then we're going to get into Jason's, and then we'll just go from there. So what you talking about, Lewis? Why are we talking about this? Basically, I kind of came at the idea of this topic because sometimes you just enjoy something and don't care about how much it's worth. Kind of sentimental value, kind of, brings you back to something. I think Jason and I, the main kind of title of this show has to do with Final Fantasy VII, and that being that a single player game, that type thing, like that. Basically, that game, dude, like that was the first role playing game I ever played. Like minus Zelda or whatever, but like had not that been for that game, I would not be friends with you. I mean, think about it, right? You know what I mean, right? Because like, you're so like annoying, like in general, that like that's
Dude,
you know what I'm saying.
You're lucky that you're still my friend because the first time that we actually met, you shed my blood.
That's right. That's right. I cut you.
Stupid button that you couldn't get on your tux for that Mr. EWHS thing. You sliced my finger with it.
That's right. Anyway, random story, but yeah. So I mean, basically, this is like, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why Jason and I are really close friends, but I mean, that was kind of the thing that we did. We'd go out and we'd play Final Fantasy VII and all that good stuff. So kind of getting back to what we enjoy and all that stuff, and it makes friends, makes good connections and stuff. So D Percy, thanks for coming through. D Percy's got an awesome YouTube channel as well, very informative. I kind of bounced into his show the other day and kind of going through his stuff. So give D Percy a follow. Yeah, She Geek for sure. And I think it's cool that this community of not just comic books, but like collectibles in general, it really keeps everybody kind of in check and like connected, which is really cool. And Trey, thanks, man. Thanks for that. Hit that like button if you like our stuff. If you don't like it, it's okay. I totally understand.
Even if you just like Ferd and hate me, like still,
a lot of people,
right?
A lot of people do hate you. Yeah, it's a big conundrum we're dealing with. So anyway, so this is the first item I on my collection. It's a Shohei Ohtani 2017 Bowman Chrome Rookie. However, this is from the WBC Classic back in 2017. Do you remember that baseball? It's basically at the World Cup for baseball. Yeah.
They don't do it anymore, though, right? If I'm correct.
They're doing it this year, man.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I bought this during the pandemic because I was bored. It's kind of holding its value around $500 or so. But I'm not giving this book up or this card up. This is like in the vault, it's him pitching, which I think that the poses that he's actually hitting go for a little bit more. So, which I thought was kind of interesting. It's the first US card. So imagine if he becomes like the greatest player of all time. Arguably he kind of is like the most unique player of all time. This could be a major collectible. Yeah, I don't know, who knows, right? So sorry, I'm trying to put these in the giveaway.
He's kind of like he's like the player that I had always talked about as far as baseball. I'm like, I always commented to people, I'm like, I don't understand how catchers and pitchers aren't like the best hitters in the freaking league. I was like, especially catchers, like you see that ball all the time. Like you should be able to like crush it. And like pitchers should be kind of the same.
Yeah, this right here, Taxon. Yeah, dude, he needs to be a Mariner. He should have been a Mariner at the first point. Do you imagine if we had Ohtani like last year, and we'd be World Series champions easily? I'm putting it right there. Right? No, it's a little intense, but anyway. So this is my card. What do you think about this, man? Do you like this pick, or do you hate it? Like you hate everything about me?
Oh, can't lump everything into one group of hate with you. No, yeah, I like it. I mean, I haven't collected cards in quite a while. I know I've got a ton of them sitting somewhere in storage that I should probably go through. But yeah, I mean, pretty much anything like Ohtani rookie, I think is going to skyrocket, especially because like even at this point in his career, he's like still on his first or second contract maybe, and he's so young. I'm like,
his first contract, yeah. Because next year he's gonna go he's gonna go to the Mariners or whatever
he's in his first contract still, and he's like easily already like a first ballot Hall of Famer in my book. Anyways, like there's no way they can't.
He's sick.
Like he might be the only person that breaks Griffey's like percentage record as far as like first place votes to get in.
Yeah, dude. As long as he stays healthy, right? I mean, that's always the thing, staying healthy. Anyway, so all right, next slide. 10 minutes in. Thanks again, everybody. We got 10 live. We got up to 12, so that I'm happy about that. This one's kind of like I'll probably hold on this for 5 years or just give it to my nephew. It's plural. Charizard VMAX, the Hidden Fates secret variant. So a dude I talk with on Instagram told me this is kind of a high printed Charizard Pokemon card. But one of my videos I did on my YouTube channel, I actually did an opening for this, and I got it like it's like a 1 in, I think, a case or something like that. But it's supposedly rare, but this set's been printed out like crazy. This was kind of like a COVID darling when it came out. The last sold though only went for like $195 on high grade. But I remember seeing this card come out like at the height of like COVID, stay at home, because like everyone had like a case of it and they were doing box breaks. It seemed like everybody was getting this card, but it's kind of one of those things that always remind me of like those times. And it's Pokemon. Like I'm not a huge Pokemon fan, but it's intriguing. It's kind of something I share with my nieces and nephews. But do you remember when I was working at Toys R Us back in the day, and like Pokemon first came out? Do you remember that? Like 27 years ago?
Yeah. And I remember coming out and just being like, I don't know what this is. Like people were still into like Magic the Gathering, kind of. Like you'd go to I remember going to the Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers, like midnight premiere when they still did that. I just saw like hobbits and like elves and Gandalfs sitting playing Magic the Gathering. And I'm like showing up in my sweats, like fresh off a nap in case I fall asleep. I'm just here to see a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, just leave me alone. John Smith says someone pulled out a gun on someone for a box of these. Dude, that's like insane.
It was me.
No way. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I just thought it was kind of a cool card, and I was pretty excited about that. Tags on smashes Magic the Gathering for sure.
Yeah. Since it's been a while, like what is like a box of cards, whether it's like sports or Pokemon, like run nowadays?
I think like on the onset when it comes out, it's like $95 to $100. John Smith may know. He's a little bit. He's like the dude I go to for Pokemon stuff. Okay, I guess Taxon says $85. When this box came out, I think I paid like $100 for it. But I did oh no, I didn't buy. So kind of going on tangent here. I'll try and get back on track. But they have these things called like it's like a little box. I can't think of the name of it. Trainer's box, and it comes with like like 10, like upwards of 6 to 10 packs. Magic goes for I guess 85 to 115. And what up, Arflome? Thanks for coming through, my friend. But yeah, so it's still a really expensive hobby. I know Trey's still in the chat, but Trey always talks about how it's hard for like kids to like get into the hobby because you got grown ass men like trying to go and buy boxes of Pokemon. Yeah.
Like, I have a job, kid. Get out of here.
Yeah, no, you're not allowed, child. You know, and,
I just picture Will Ferrell in Old School where he's just shoving that kid out of the way as he's staggering around.
Yeah. But man, I mean, like when we go like 7-Eleven or like, you know, even like your local Bigfoot's comic books cards, that takes you back, Edmund's Peeps.
Is that still there?
You can get no, dude, they shut down like 20 some years ago. I don't know what he was doing, or what he got into afterwards, but no, it's shut down. But yeah, like it's like, you know, you could buy a pack of like Star Wars cards for like $4 or $5. And that was still a lot of money back then, but now the way they package stuff, I feel like it's harder to go into a store and just buy one pack versus like when we were kids, like you could just go into 7-Eleven and like buy a couple packs or buy a pack, you know. I don't know. The world's different, man. It's harder to get into a collection if you're a little kid.
People actually buy them for the cards now. I remember when kids our age would buy them for that shitty piece of gum that came in it, like that hard one.
Yeah,
do you remember that?
Shitty, dude. I see videos where like people open like an 87 like Fleer and they'll get like a Jordan or like a, I don't know, like a Barry Bonds or something, but the gum's stuck to like the card, so it's like
tons of bitches.
I know, seriously. I just so great it though, just for like funny, you know, nostalgia. But
anyway, send it in with the gum attached.
I know, yeah, dude. I'd buy that. That's a premium, you know, for sure. So you know, always keep it comic related. So I threw this in here. This book came out in 2018. This is War of the Realms: New Ages of Atlas #1, the Miko Soyan variant. This is very dear to me, being a Filipino. And this particular variant, there's a version, obviously, and then the regular trade dress. The trade dress is like 3,000 copies, but the version is 1,000 print run. Bleeding Cool article is how I came about this book. It's the first appearance of Wave, who's the first Filipina female superhero. I basically just bought this book just because I loved the artwork. He's one of my favorite artists, and the print was really low. It's Asian American, or she's Asian. And supposedly, you know, Asians are going to make it into the MCU. I didn't really care about that when I bought this book. I just love the artwork and all that. You know, I was talking about this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think about this book, man? Tell me what you think.
Oh, I love that cover. Like, I think it's phenomenal. And it's just like, because there's so many artists that kind of look similar nowadays, or have similar styles and stuff like that. Like you see, like, you know, that I wouldn't say I'm like a huge fan of like Clayton Crane, but I like the kind of style of his stuff. It's a little darker kind of style to it, but it's like, as you watch him do it, it's like, it's all kind of the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he doesn't vary much from his style. Sure. This book, to me, when I first saw it, stood out to me because I was like, okay, well, this is like something completely different. And I really dug it.
Yeah. And the funny thing about this book, I kind of mentioned this. It's from a store in the Philippines, like in Manila, that distributed the book, which I thought was kind of interesting. I tried contacting them to kind of ask them how they distributed it, but they were like spam. I don't want to talk to you. So that's enough about me. I don't want to talk about myself, even though this guy down here is like really annoying. But let's talk about your stuff, man. Let's talk about your annoying stuff that you like to hold on to.
My stuff I had to throw together real quick because I didn't know if I was gonna make it.
Nah,
They're
man,
trying to
it was
freaking make me
perfect.
work today.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you work. I'll make you work. Yeah, man. What's this? What's up with these miles kicks, bro?
So I bought these. Oh man, I bought these when they dropped about 2 to 3 months, I think, before the original movie came out. They're the ones that he wears in the movie itself, or the stylistically the same.
Yeah,
I bought them for, I think they were like 205 at list price. I lucked out and actually got them from the lottery because like anybody who buys shoes knows how hard it is to freaking win
yeah.
anything in those things. And I actually got them in my size, which was even better.
Are you
But also made
serious?
it a pain. Yeah, I made it a pain in the ass because now they're like literally sitting in storage because I do not want to wear them. And if I have them here, I will because I like them that much. But yeah, I kind of just really got into shoes. I mean, I've got multiple different kinds of like random shoes. I got like some Simpsons Vans that are no longer available that I still haven't worn yet that I couldn't bring myself to wear. They all start
Yeah,
out as stuff that I buy with the intention
right.
of wearing, and then I'm just like, I can't. I'm just like, eh. And then it just so happened that these shoes in particular took off. Um, and they've actually got another pair releasing this May in conjunction with the new movie. Now, I don't like those ones as much, so I probably won't attempt to get them. They're
Hmm.
just not my style, really. But they will be available, I think, like May 13th or 17th or something like that.
Dude,
But
dude,
yeah,
John Smith in the comments just said he sees someone pay $1,200 for him, dude.
woohoo, man, I can freaking make some money then.
That's
Well,
awesome.
especially because they still got all the tags on them and everything. Like, I haven't even tried them on.
Oh, for real?
Mm,
You didn't even put them on your little feet?
no,
Oh, cool.
I couldn't do it.
I don't blame you, man. Like that's so cool of you too. So here's what I think is actually cool that you got those because like when you told me about this, I was like, I know you like you're not like into shoes, but like you're like you don't buy like 50 pairs a month, but you're like, oh, if I see a cool pair of shoes, I'm a cop them or whatever. I was actually surprised that you actually got these, but it makes sense knowing you because you're not really sneakerhead, but you like Miles and you like the property. So I thought that was kind of cool that you sent that you actually got these. That's pretty tight. Hold on, that's not right. Okay, this is another one of your possessions, if I may
Yes, I
say.
do
Yeah,
own this. I actually have a 9.4 slab of this. And love the Plug artwork. Like, that's the main reason why I bought it.
yeah,
I mean, you know me for however long. I've always been into kind of like the horror, like macabre stuff. And
yeah.
this fits right up that alley. But yeah, it was, I think I won this, or yeah, I won it in an
Oh,
auction on Whatnot, like back when I first started.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, it like it showed up. It was beautiful. Like, I just really dig the artwork. Like I said, Plug's probably one of my more favorite artists, just out of the older generation. I think I don't remember exactly when this book came out, but it was the first. Like, I think it's his first solo series of the Monster of Frankenstein, the same monster
hmm.
that then appears later in the X-Men, I believe. I'm
Oh
not sure
snap! Oh yeah.
which early X-Men book it is, but the monster of Frankenstein actually appears in there as well.
Oh, I did not know that, man. Always educated, bro. Before we go to your last slide, I just want to say thanks everybody for coming through. You got 10 live, only 24 minutes into our show. Again, we'll try and keep this a little short just because I know the playoff games are going. And kind of a word from our sponsor. Please follow at Pickles Nichols. He only has 4 friends. I've been waiting
Four.
all show.
You're shooting for the
I'll show.
ceiling on that one.
I'll show to post that. I've been dying to do it. Anyway, I'm a jerk. Anyway, okay, so
Like,
last slide.
four might be a bit much
It
though.
is. I know. I was being nice. I was being nice. You got Uncanny X-Men 14, dude. I love this cover too, but I'm gonna let you talk about it, bro.
Yeah, I love this cover. I mean, red covers, yellow covers, things of that nature always stand out to me, especially if you can get them like clean.
Yeah,
I just, for whatever reason, I love those covers. This one I have in a 7.0 slab, I believe. And yeah, it's just one of those books. Like, I have no intention of selling it. It's strictly PC right now until like the right time comes, maybe. But it's just one of those books that first Sentinel, first like wait, what was I going to say? Well, yeah, at least the first Sentinel, and it's just kind of one of those ones that with the X-Men coming to the MCU, whether it's going to be with Wolverine coming into Deadpool 3 or if it's going to be before that, we'll see. I assume that it's going to happen before then. But I kind of see Sentinels becoming a big factor going forward in the MCU.
Yeah. They've always been like that. I mean, obviously they're robots and like, you know, all that, but like I love like when we were growing up watching the X-Men cartoon and they would like kind of tower down and you'd hear them coming and they were like they're the ultimate boogeyman, you know what I mean? Like
they like fly with squadrons and
yeah, there's like 17 million of them, and then like, you know, like do you remember the X-Men video game, like the arcade where you could never win that game, you know, whatever, but like if you're a Wolverine, you just like, you know, like just claw
go to town on them.
Yeah. But they were like the same size as Wolverine, which made no sense to me ever. You know what I mean? And yes, and they never stopped. They kept. What was the name of? Was it not Brainiac? Master Mold? Is that the name of the Sentinel that makes Sentinels?
Oh, the one that they was that like episode. I think it was episode 3 or 4 of the series where they had him. That big one that sat there and produced it. And he like kind of all of a sudden went rogue on him. He's like, "No, you're supposed to be working for me." And he's like, "Shut up, human."
Yeah. And then like, I wonder, is there a first appearance of Master Mold in comics? Anybody in the chat know?
I think there is. I remember. I think because I'm rewatching that old X-Men series right now.
Yeah.
And I believe when I saw that, I was like, I wonder if they ever had him. And I looked it up, and I do believe that they do. I just don't remember which X-Men book it was.
Because that would be like, this is a legit like cool book, but to pair along with that, I think Master Mold would be like a cool book to have along with it. But I could see like if Master Mold was created for the X-Men comic book or show, X-Men 15, okay, cool. I didn't know that.
So the one after this.
So everyone go get X-Men 15 if you're specking. See, we're a spec show, man. We're turned to a spec show. Anyway, no, spec is dead. Just kidding, everybody. So cool, good stuff, man. Yeah, and kind of in conclusion, I feel like I like a professor when I do these like conclusion slides. Yeah, everybody has a price if you truly like something or it holds something of more than just monetary value. I think Jason and I have always talked about like it'd be so cool to have a OG like Final Fantasy 7 like, you know, in like sealed, like presented, like put in your bookcase or your fine china, like, you know, whatever. And it would never like sell it because that means so much to like I think our high school childhood and just kind of like our friendship, just kind of messing around. Jason, dude, you should play those. Do you have those ringtones? Are you able to play those ringtones you played earlier?
That's not going to get us fined or anything.
Whatever.
I mean, I did pay for them, Square Enix. Okay, so don't come after us.
Yeah, this is free advertising.
Yeah, these are fully paid for, you jerks.
All right, guys, check this out. This is hilarious. Like, listen to these. What is that? When someone calls
the gold saucer ringtone. Remember the gold saucer?
Is that your ringtone or is that your text message?
Oh, that's the ringtone. Yeah.
Okay.
My
text message.
It even has the whole song too.
Yeah. What's your alarm, dude?
It's alarm killed me. The alarm is the prelude, like when you first log into the game. It's the only one I could find that was like not loud as hell. It's like that's a pleasant way to wake up.
Every morning when you wake up, dude. I hate my alarm clock. It gives me major anxiety. Hey, Manuel, I know I didn't put you in the original giveaway last time, but you are in the current one. And if you guys haven't commented, we do giveaways each week. I'm giving away this Raza Star Wars Darth Vader number 30, 29. I can't remember. It's a Virgin variant that's like it's like limited and all that good stuff. So I paid like $30 for it. So all you gotta do is comment. I got everybody like in the chat, I think, and we'll do that at the end of the show. 13 live. Thanks again, everybody, for watching us. This is our second episode, and we almost shut it down. We didn't. I'm just kidding. I'm just making jokes, but so I know you guys are all here for not to hear us talk about stuff, but to see what stuff goes for. So doing a little comic book market report, and then we're out of here so you guys can go watch the game. So check these two out, man. I was trying to keep them kind of in line with everything, or just kind of a theme, quote unquote. So Pokemon number 1, the Electric Tail of Pikachu first appearance. For $20, I thought that was actually a pretty good deal because I remember this comic book floating around everywhere in the late 90s. It's really hard and tough grade, but like just to have it, I think any Pokemon collector should definitely get that book, whatever grade it is. And then kind of something that I thought was really interesting, Adventures of the Super Mario Brothers. With the movie coming out, cool, like that's all like gravy and all that stuff. But I know this book was going crazy during the pandemic. 65 or $60, 35 bids. That's pretty healthy. I thought it was a good buy for $60. What would you pay for this, man? Or these two books? Either one.
Yeah, those are. I mean, they're relatively right within a proper price range, I would think.
Yeah, I don't know the condition of these books.
I feel like the Pokemon one will probably go up a little bit, especially with what is it, February 24th, I want to say. They start the final season of Ash and Pikachu on Pokemon. Like they're finally leaving. So
yeah. And yeah, I just thought it was interesting, kind of cool. But no, it's a good point. And then magazine market, I know in the Discord here. Let me put kind of I'm gonna put a link in our Discord here. Give me a second here. Jason's been really active in the Discord. Just being sarcastic. I'm just kidding.
I don't know what I'm doing on there. I like finally figured out how to reply to stuff, I think.
No, it's cool. I love it, man. But yeah, if you're not joining our Discord, we talk not just comics. I put the link here if you guys want to join. But we talk comic books, we talk magazines, and magazines. We talk a lot about collectibles in there, but it's pretty cool. But we've been talking about magazines lately, and I found these two items. Like for me, like it'd be so cool to have this Sports Illustrated first Jordan on cover with your good boy Sam Smooth, Big Smooth, right? That was his nickname back in the day, right?
Big Smooth,
dude. Remember like back when we were like mid-90s when the Sonics were like at their height and all that stuff. Like he was like the only center in the league that was shooting 3-pointers before that was like a normal thing. Do you remember like Big Smooth shooting 3-pointers? Like, and he wouldn't even like jump. He'd just he'd and shoot. That was it. Freaking hilarious. Anyway, so we got that Jordan magazine graded 7.5. And then I know this isn't a magazine, but I thought this was interesting. Usain Bolt in 2008, his Sports Illustrated. I think it's a Gem Mint 10. Do you know a little bit about like Sports Illustrated cards and kind of their niche, quote unquote?
Cards or the magazines themselves?
The cards.
Oh, I do not.
So like, like they're perforated. So like they're really hard to like kind of get out and like in their kid, like, they're for kids.
Like how they used to have those sheets of them or whatever in there.
Yeah. Yes. They still have them. And a lot of times like they don't like this is, I guess this is a pretty big one because he doesn't have any sports cards. And then like the Serena Williams, I guess hers is worth a lot, but anyway, it's really hard to get a really high grade because you have to like cut it out of the sheet in like the perfect way. Otherwise, like, damages the card, right? So they're really hard to get in high grade. That's why they're worth so much. So anyway, moving on. Sports card. Dude, it's like you gotta take like a fine razor to it. It's like it's weird because they're like I don't know. It's weird. So sports cards. Did you ever collect Skybox back in the day, or Skybox Metal? Do you remember this set at all?
It looks familiar, but I mainly as a kid, I didn't have a lot of basketball or football. I had hockey and
Yeah,
baseball. Like it's like I mean, you
because
collect the sports that you play essentially,
yeah,
and those were the kind of the two I grew up playing until I was like 15, and then hockey kind of took over full time. I stopped playing baseball.
yeah. I think I was like baseball is like your entry into like sports collecting, right? But like football was like I never collected football cards, but basketball was like I mean I liked playing basketball. It was the only sport I was like actually pretty good at, but I mean I was short, so I could never like make a team. But I was actually like I could dribble and all that stuff, right? So I was veered towards basketball. But this set from like 97, 98, I don't know the rarity exactly, but it was like I think it's like one per case, or like it's stupid rare. But on top of that, when these cards came out, like the foil would like stick. So when you got a card, if you're lucky enough to get one, to get in high grade was even harder because it would stick to the other card. So the foil would come off like these, and it's red, so it's even worse. You know what I mean? Um, but there's this weird niche with these Skybox metal cards. And look how much I mean, Derek Coleman's not like he's not even like a Hall
I
of
know. So
Famer.
I
He's
was
just
about
like,
to say, I was looking at that and I'm like, Derek Coleman sold for like $3,000. Imagine if you had like an
yeah,
actual like player.
Jordan's gone for like six figures. Like I was trying to find like recent sales. I can't because no one sells these cards. There's people that try and collect the whole set, which is it's such a weird niche, right? And then look at this Barry Sanders card here. I mean, this sold like in November. I just can't find sales for these. But I always am on the lookout for this red set, not to buy, but just to see like, man, it's such a weird niche of collectors to be buying these cards. And so anyway, I thought that was kind of
Yeah.
cool. And then I gotta put Final Fantasy 7 on here. You know what I mean? So I kind of cheated. I got kind of lazy, but here's a box Final Fantasy 7 Black Label, the OG one, sealed. Now I don't know if it went for $5,000, but it seems like a lot, man. Like I don't know. We're gonna have to get a lot of subs and views to
That's
afford one of these.
that I have that. I'm just missing disc 2 because
Oh
some
yeah,
jerk borrowed it when I was a kid and friggin' never gave it back.
this is this is Jason's like story. I remember him from like back in the day of Final Fantasy 7. He so back in the day for you young kids, like when you got like a big game, it was like 2 discs or more. I think there was like some that had like 3. So Jason was missing the second game, so he couldn't, or a second disc, so he couldn't finish the game. It's like the biggest like tease ever. You're
Well,
like,
I couldn't replay it because I beat it already, but then my buddy was
oh,
like,
you can replay.
my
Yeah,
buddy
yeah.
was borrowing it to play, and so he had gone through the first disc. I gave him the second one, and then for whatever reason, I ended up with 1 and 2 or 1 and 3, and my 2 is somewhere out there still. Well, probably not
Somewhere.
anymore.
It's sold for $3,000 on the aftermarket. Yeah.
It got turned into like a
NFT.
crappy pop album. Somebody just found it and erased it. Yeah.
That's their alarm clock on their old Bose CD player. And then I thought this was kind of cool. Like I probably would never buy this because I just feel like it's when you try and collaborate with too many like different like collectibles and niches, it just gets ridiculous. But I still thought it was interesting that someone paid recently this past January upwards of $4,000 for a chronograph Sephiroth. So it's not even like Final Fantasy, it's like Sephiroth. Um, for a Sephiroth watch. Like I wouldn't wear that. I guess I'd display it, but like just seems like there's so many other cool collectibles you could spend $4,000 on, but I just thought it was interesting. But no judgment, whatever.
Yeah. I
But
mean, most of because I've got a couple of like collectible watches, but they're like Star Wars Nixons, and they're
yeah,
not
it's a
like
little
worth
different.
that much.
Not like freaking chronograph. You're gonna dive with one that's like
No. And I was like pissed 'cause I have a
waterproof.
Stormtrooper one that I really liked, and I'm pissed because it's like I was walking out of a room one time and my friggin' arm hit the doorknob and chipped it. And apparently, under the white paint on it, it's not white. It's not solid white all the way through. It's like painted over it. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So now it's like a fat chunk of it is like silver. And the rest of it's white. I'm just like, God damn it.
God damn it. Goddamn devil. Yes, Mr. Smith, it is sealed. You are correct. My cat's going crazy right now. Okay. Anyway, so it's giveaway time, and Jason sucks and has 4 friends. Anyway,
It's way less than that.
Did you know I put that slide at the end?
It's like, no? I don't even consider us friends. That's right.
It's not very nice. We're losing followers. Just kidding. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this giveaway and then send everybody home because I want to eat an Eggo. Okay, give me 1 second here.
Hey, Lego my ego.
Don't you ever say that to me. Don't you ever say that to me.
So I think I got in the same room and I was just like,
just give me.
You just see my hand come in. It's like, bam.
Hey, someone thinks I'm funny.
Well, I'm glad somebody does.
Oh God, I hate you. Anyway, so let me do this real quick. I'm gonna share screen. We're gonna do wheel names.
Deadpool.
Share. Let me just. Can everybody see that? Can you see that, Jason?
Yeah.
Does it look dumb? If you haven't commented, if you have not commented in the chat here, please do so. I'm gonna go through all the names real quick, just to make sure. I'll give a little bit of time. Did I get everybody in there? Wheel names. Planet Arizona. Do I have you in there? Let me double check. I do. Okay, I got you in there. Did I miss anybody at all? All 8 people that are still in our show. We didn't go for that long, man. 40 minutes. So that's plenty of time for you guys to watch the game. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel. Here, I'm gonna do that little thing here. Watch this. Watch this. This is cool. Get everybody. This is technology. So I'm gonna real quick. Isn't that cool? It's fun. Okay, everyone's like, just do the freaking wheel, man. Okay, here we go. Whoa, sound effects. Trey, you are the wiener. Trey, you still in the chat? Okay, I'll just hit you up on Discord, man. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. We are that's like really here. I'm doing it again.
Whoa.
Anyway. Any parting words? Any parting words? Is everybody following Pickles Nichols on Instagram? I know She Geek was like she showed some love, but anybody else is not following Jason. Like, it's kind of messed up, man. I'm a little disappointed. That's okay though, because I don't blame you.
It's not as informative as Ferdy. All I do is post stuff that I get 9 times out of 10.
It's so cool, man. It's so cool. Any parting words, my friend?
Not really. Bang bang Niner gang. Let's go.
Oh God, I hate that saying. Why would you say that?
Because I get that reaction.
No, I think next week we're gonna try and bring some guests on to kind of flavor it up a little bit. But yeah, thanks again, everybody, for watching, and thanks for subscribing and for liking our show today. And next week we'll try and keep it. We'll talk a little bit longer, but 45 minutes is plenty of time, so everyone can get their nachos, beer, and tequila in. And tag us on, just line up some guests here, but yeah, we'll definitely invite you on one of these days, my friend. And everyone stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.